Welcome to Husband Talking. Explore riveting tales of infidelity with us. Please subscribe and like to stay updated. Let's begin.
Oliver, who lived in apartment 3C, occupied a modest 16 by 16 room that more than met his requirements. A beige carpet stretched across a 12 by 16 section, stopping just before the small kitchen, where the landlord had installed decent linoleum flooring that carried through into the compact bathroom. In the bathroom, Oliver had carefully placed a bath mat that almost covered the entire floor, perfectly suiting his minimal needs. He never desired much. Certainly, he had no use for the 2,500 square foot house his wife had persuaded him to purchase. Initially, he objected, considering it was just him, her, and their 16-year-old daughter. They didn't need so much space, especially since Isabella would likely move out in a couple of years, having talked about attending California State ever since she saw a photo of the college campus. But as usual, Oliver gave in and put down the 25 down payment of $60,000. 2 years after Isabella moved out, Jessica hit him with the typical "we've grown apart. It's not you. It's me, and this will help us reconnect." Oliver wondered how a 45-year-old woman taking a 29-year-old lover was supposed to help them reconnect. However, to Jessica's surprise, Oliver didn't capitulate this time. He didn't cave in. "You'll end up with nothing," she screeched, her normally pretty face twisted in an ugly snarl when he informed her he was moving out. "That's fine, at least I won't end up with a wrinkled-up old woman," he retorted and finished packing his suitcase. At Miller's Electronics, he bought the equipment, and hiding them around the large home was easy. Jessica was less than scrupulous in her housekeeping and less than observant of her surroundings. He found out that Jessica's lover, David, was a teacher at Westfield High School, where they met. David taught English and Jessica was the librarian. Jessica and David thought Oliver should just go along with the plan. They'd have their fling. Then David would go home to his wife and Jessica would return to her husband. But Oliver didn't become the head accountant for Greenfield Energy Services by being sloppy. He became the head accountant by being careful and meticulous. As arranged, David and Jessica went to Green Apple Grill for a fried catfish dinner, with David's parents sitting at a table. A shamefaced David introduced Jessica as a coworker. "So where's Anna?" David's mother asked pointedly. "She's at home with the girls," David stammered. "Yes, she told us," his father snapped, "said you had some sort of parent-teacher conference tonight." Yes, we do, but there was a little break, so we decided to grab a bite," David stammered. "Ahoo," both of David's parents said, not buying his excuse. After a silent dinner, the not-so-amorous couple went to Blues Club for some dancing. Jessica loved to dance, but Oliver didn't care much for it, having 2 left feet. At foxtrots, Jessica's mother and stepfather were dancing. "Yes, darling, your husband slipped James here a couple $100 to take me here for a little dancing and drinking," her mother giggled. Then she looked at David and raised an eyebrow. "But what are you doing here?" she asked her daughter. "Well, Oliver doesn't much like to dance, so," Jessica stammered. "Come on, Veronica, they're playing our song," James insisted. "That is not our song, you silly old coot." Veronica laughed but allowed herself to be dragged back to the dance floor. But Jessica was determined to go through with her fling, if only to show her stickinthamud husband that he couldn't ruin her evening. That was fine with David. The dancing and dinner were just means to an end for him. "Damn nice house," David whistled as he pulled up to the South Shore Brighton Lake home. "Thank you," Jessica simpered. They entered the house with David giving Jessica's flabby backside a generous squeeze. "Hello, David," Anna said from the living room couch. "What are you doing here?" David almost screamed. "Oh, I thought I would show your wife and daughters where you'd be living," Oliver said, coming into the room with a box of things. "Hi, Jessica. I just stopped by for a few more of my things." "I told you," Anna said, her voice a tightly controlled whisper. "I told you after Stacy. That's it." The pregnant woman heaved herself out of the couch, walked over to David, and slapped his face. "Looks like you'll have a lot to talk about, so I'll be going now," Oliver smiled. "The girls really love the swimming pool." "You son of a witch," Jessica snarled at a smiling Oliver. "Oh, by the way, you'll owe Danny $12 for babysitting Sophia and Lucy tonight," Oliver said, pointing to the neighboring girl splashing in the pool with the 2 girls. Then he left the house. They had nearly $92,000 in equity in the house. Jessica screamed, cried, and begged Oliver for forgiveness. She didn't want to lose the house or the nearly $130,000 worth of furniture she had accumulated. Her brand-new Mercedes still had 3 more years on the note. Jessica begged, pleaded, and cried for Oliver to forgive her. She knew she couldn't afford the car on her salary and nearly fainted when her attorney, Parker Johnson, relayed the news. Jessica would be responsible for half of Isabella's tuition and living expenses while she was in college. She also found it difficult to make ends meet on a public school librarian's salary. "Oh no, honey," Veronica laughed when Jessica approached her mother with the idea of moving in. "But it's just until I can," Jessica whined. "Honey, it's a 2-bedroom condo," James said. "I am so grateful your father isn't alive to see this," Veronica said, fixing her daughter with her customary raised eyebrow. "Remember, Veronica asked, you brought that Oliver bear home, and your father said to you, that boy's a snake in the grass? Boy, would he be shocked to see how wrong he was." Their oldest, Jacob Jr., called his dad. "Dad, Mom's asking if she can stay here," Jacob said. "If you've got the room, let her stay," Oliver said. "Well, I don't want any problems," Jacob admitted. "Son, that woman changed your diapers, cleaned you, and fed you all those years. If you've got the room, give it to her," Oliver said. "Love you, Dad," Jacob said. Anna meant her words. She didn't forgive Evan for his attempted fling. Evan found that living on half his salary was not feasible and ended up moving back with his parents. But those living arrangements gave Evan's parents plenty of time with Amelia and Jessica, their 2 granddaughters. When Anna gave birth to Henry, named after her father, they got to see him often too. "Henry? I thought we were going to name him after me," Evan whined. "We were," Anna snapped, "but your little stunt made sure there ain't no we anymore." Oliver had intended for the apartment to be temporary, but found he enjoyed not spending hours on yard work or household chores. He enjoyed not changing wallpaper, painting rooms, or cleaning out garages and attics. There was a closet in his apartment that held 12 suits, 12 dress shirts, and 24 ties just fine. It also held 3 pairs of shoes, a long overcoat, and a short jacket just fine. The small set of drawers held his jeans, underwear, socks, and pullover shirts just fine. His furniture was minimalistic as well: a recliner, 2 bookshelves, a small table with 2 dining chairs, and a full-sized bed. He didn't even have a television. Oliver was an avid Saints fan, but Red's Sports Bar had a 61-inch LCD TV, cold beers, spicy chicken wings, jalapeno-laden nachos, and more cold beers. If there was a TV show he had to watch, he could stream it on his laptop. He found he liked cooking. Jessica always screeched about the mess he made when he cooked, but now it was either microwave endless frozen dinners or learn to cook. So he learned to cook. One evening, while driving home, a coworker gave him a new recipe for blackened chicken. He happened to have some leg quarters and looked over at a colorful building he had passed countless times. The curtains were open, revealing a plate glass window of KY School of Dance, where 7 couples were twirling and gliding. A car horn jolted him out of his trance, and he pulled into the parking lot. He sat in his car, watching as a young woman with a beatific smile demonstrated basic movements, then waved for them to start again. Although he couldn't hear the music, the dancers' fluid motions filled his head with music. When the class ended, some couples chatted, and others left. Oliver made a decision and got out of the car. "Hi, can I help you?" The young dance instructor smiled, breaking away from an older couple. "Yeah, I'm not a couple, but do you teach individuals?" "That was just so beautiful to watch," Oliver stammered, now wondering why he was there. KY smiled wider and grasped his nervous hands. "Well, is this your lucky day?" she insisted. "Okay," Oliver said, not feeling lucky. "Come on, let's see what we can do," KY said, pulling him to the counter. He agreed to sign up for her 12-week program and would be there that Thursday night at 6. "I'll introduce you to your dance partner," KY said, handing him his charge slip. "Oh boy, this is my lucky day," Oliver smiled. Even as he cooked his dinner, Oliver hummed the music he'd heard in his head while watching the dancers. Oliver had met Jessica Stevens at Westfield High School. She and her family had just moved from Stone Creek so her dad could work at the mattress factory. She was pretty enough but didn't stand out among the other beauties at Brighton High. Oliver certainly didn't stand out either. He wasn't particularly handsome, wealthy, or athletic. He didn't have a nice car, a poetic soul, and couldn't dance, but he was smart. After weeks of being ignored by the upper echelon of Brighton High, Jessica was thrilled when Oliver quietly asked her to go to Golden Dragon for Chinese food. After her father declared Oliver a snake in the grass, Oliver jumped up a few notches in Jessica's eyes. Brighton held an autumn formal, and Jessica waited for Oliver to ask her. As the day loomed closer, she finally asked him when he planned to ask her. Can't dance, he admitted, so she went with Michael Dunn. Suddenly, Jessica and Joe were a couple. Oliver was a little disappointed and hurt but practical. They were 18 and free to date whomever they pleased. In a few months, He'd be going to the University of Southwestern Louisiana in Lafayette, and Jessica would go wherever she wished. They'd probably never see each other again. But Joe's smirk pissed Oliver off. Hey, beer, how's it going? Joe taunted. Going good, Manila. How's Lisa? Oliver asked, referring to Joe's older sister, who had quite a reputation. Joe was brawny, but Oliver was smart. Joe swung at Oliver, who ducked, letting Joe punch the cinder block wall instead. Ooh, bet that hurt. Oliver chuckled as Joe stared in horror at his swelling hand. Jessica tried dating other boys to make Oliver jealous, then admitted defeat and returned to him. She didn't go to the winter or spring formal because Oliver couldn't dance. 29 years later, in apartment 3C, Oliver looked forward to learning to dance. It was Thursday, and Oliver wore his burgundy shoes with his medium brown suit, light blue shirt, and burgundy tie. The burgundy shoes were his most comfortable pair. I could have sworn today was Thursday, Monica, one of the HR assistants, commented as Oliver walked past her cubicle. It is Thursday, Oliver said. No, Thursday is navy blue day. The blue and gray tie or the blue tie with yellow dots. The young woman smiled. Not no more, Oliver smiled. We're shaking it up a bit. That a new suit? Lisa, another accountant, asked. No, it's his Friday suit, Bill, one of the IT guys, said. Oh, Lisa said, staring at Oliver, then resumed studying her screen. No, Bill. See, it's hung up on something, it won't let me go to the next page. If wearing a different suit caused a stir, Oliver leaving 20 minutes early caused a panic. He drove to Tommy's Paboy, a small restaurant next to the dance school, and almost ordered his usual ham and cheese with olive dressing. No, give me a large shrimp, he ordered. Hot sauce? Yes, there's hot sauce on the table. Yes, give me a shrimp and a Coke, Oliver ordered. He enjoyed his sandwich, checked his watch, and walked next door. Sucking on a mint nervously, he stood back from other patrons. Great, you're here. KY beamed, spotting Oliver. I would like you to meet Anna Meenan, your partner. She had been nearly 8 months pregnant the last time Oliver saw her. He remembered her as a pretty, plump young woman with 2 pretty little girls and a pretty face splotchy from tears and red with anger. Anna stood at 411 and weighed about 170 pounds. Her face was round with a button mouth, a round nose, and big brown eyes. Her bright carrot orange hair was tightly coiled and fairly short. Her ample bust and round backside were accentuated by her snug jeans. Hi, Bubbles, Oliver said, not thinking, and she burst into laughter. WHYD, you call me that? She laughed. I don't know, he admitted, blushing as they became the center of attention. First thing that came to mind. Her parents paid for 12 weeks of dance lessons to get her out of the house. When Anna came for her first lesson, KY admitted they had no male partners for her. Anna watched the class, admiring their movements. Then KY sent a text inviting her to come Thursday. Oliver was sweating by the end of the first lesson. Halfway through, he removed his jacket, and Anna loosened his tie and unbuttoned his shirt's top button. Isn't that better? She asked. Loosen up, Oliver. Let the music move you, KY encouraged. When the lesson finished, Anna grabbed his hand. You'll be here next week? Please say you will. I had so much fun, she bubbled. You had fun dancing with an old man? He smiled. You're not old, she said. Twice as old as you, he countered. Yeah, well, still, she said. They'll be here, he smiled. While dancing, he tried to look into her large brown eyes, but his eyes occasionally drifted down to her impressive chest. He'd quickly pull his eyes back to hers, and she'd smile warmly at him, making him blush. As she bounded out of the building, he watched her large backside in snug jeans. She sensed his eyes on her and shot him a wide smile. "You had fun?" KY asked. "I really did. I know I'm terrible at it, but I had fun," Oliver admitted. "Number 1, you're not terrible at it, you're a beginner. Number 2, dancing is about fun," another woman said. "Take care of number 2, and number 1 will take care of itself," her partner said. "Couldn't have said it better," KY agreed. The next morning, Oliver reached for his Thursday suit, then decided to wear his Thursday suit instead. "Now I'm totally lost," Monica teased as he strolled down the corridor. He just smiled. His phone buzzed, and he saw it was Jacob, so he answered it. "Dad, you got to listen. Emily," Jacob stammered. "Your mother driving you nuts?" Oliver guessed. "Yeah, you heard the school let her go?" Jacob asked. "No, they didn't," Oliver asked. "Yeah, and that guy too," Jacob said. "Wow," Oliver said. "Did she say why?" "No, I did ask. But she won't talk about it," Jacob said. Oliver recognized Clara's tactic when cornered. She'd say she didn't want to talk about it until the matter was dropped. "And with Emily, the baby will be here in a couple of months," Jacob continued. "Okay, I'll talk to her," Oliver sighed. They met at Golden Dragon. Oliver smiled sadly, realizing Clara thought it was a date. She wore thick makeup and a dress with a low neckline. A year earlier, Oliver would have been excited to see her in that dress, thinking about sex later. Now, the outfit looked sad on an older woman not aging gracefully. "Well, don't you look nice?" he said genially, taking his seat. "Thank you, and you look. Is that a new suit?" Clara asked. "Yeah, I wore the wrong suit and everyone had a heart attack," Oliver chuckled. "Realized I got predictable, so donated my old suits to Goodwill and bought new ones." "Must be nice," Clara spat bitterly. "Yes, it is nice," Oliver agreed amiably. The waitress came over. "You ready to order?" "Clara, I know exactly what you'll order. You order the same thing every time. Bet you 1,200 you can't tell her what I want." She stared at him, trying to think. "You ready?" The waitress demanded. "Spring rolls and sweet and sour pork, right?" Oliver said. "Right," Clara said. "And he'll have iced tea, sweet, kung pao chicken, and fried rice," Oliver added. "How have you been?" Clara asked. "I'm fine," Oliver said. "Work's good. Got a bachelor pad, new suits. Lisa announced she's pregnant, so we'll need a temp. And you?" The waitress slapped his iced tea down, and Oliver nodded politely. He listened as Clara whined about losing her job, living with Jacob and Emily, and how Rachel was still upset with her. But Abigail and Ethan were nice to her, though they had no room. "So get your own place, you're a grown woman," Oliver said. "With what? My good looks." "I lost my job," Clara snapped. "If you can't use your good looks, try your charming personality," Oliver suggested. "Go to hell," Clara snarled. "Just eat," Oliver said. "Every time I get this, it's hotter than last time." After ordering chocolate ice cream for her and Neapolitan for himself, Clara broached reconciliation. "Not just no, but hell no," he smiled as she leaned forward, showing her sagging bust. "Why not?" she nearly screamed. "So I can wait for the next time you say we've grown apart? Or you need excitement? It's just sex will make us stronger as a couple?" Oliver asked, spooning ice cream. Clara thought of hurling her ice cream at him and his suit. The waitress slapped the bill on the table, and Oliver signed it, adding a flat 15 tip. "Might have been hormones," Clara suggested. "I'm older. My period's less frequent. Instead of seeing Dr. Powell, you screw another man?" Oliver asked, standing. "I was busy with all the crap you decided had to get done," Oliver said. "I was busy driving our daughter around. I've heard it's my fault, hormones." Evan listened. "But not once have I heard you say you're sorry. Not once have I heard you say it's your fault." "I am sorry," Clara said quickly. "Jacob and Emily need that bedroom for their baby, so find an apartment," Oliver said. "Greenfield Municipal Center has a program to help you find a job. Use it." Clara burned another bridge when she got back to Jacob and Emily's bungalow, screaming at Emily, calling her a witch. "Thanks, Dad," Jacob said bitterly. "I talked to your mother, told her you'll needed that room for the baby," Oliver argued. "Anything she said after that, that's on her." Oliver nearly caused another panic at St. John's Public Utilities by wearing khakis and a button-down shirt instead of his usual brown suit on Friday. But when he left work at 5:10 on Thursday, wearing snug jeans, a baby blue pullover, and penny loafers, suit draped over his shoulder, it caused a mild shockwave. "And you're leaving 30 minutes early?" Lisa asked. "Go, Oliver, go," Garrett chanted. At Tommy's, Oliver ordered a fried oyster po' boy and a cola. After he finished, he agreed the hot ham and cheese was still his favorite. "You never know until you try," he said. Anna was waiting for him, smiling widely, and greeted him with, "That looks more comfortable than that fussy old suit." "Hi, Bubbles," he smiled. She laughed at the nickname. He was much more relaxed and enjoyed the lesson. "Back to the kids," Anna said as KY congratulated everyone. "Henry's probably hungry." "Henry?" "Oh yes, the baby," Oliver smiled. "How are the twins?" "Sophia's always asking why we can't live with Daddy. Lucy whines about it too." "Henry's happy if he's got a dry diaper and a jug to suck on," Anna admitted. She smiled as his eyes drifted to her bust. "See you next Thursday, Bubbles," Oliver smiled. "They'll think of a nickname for you," Anna threatened. "Yeah, can't wait," Oliver said. Ethan was the next to call Oliver, complaining about their mother. "Dad, please do something," Ethan whined. "She's been here 2 days, and Grace is ready to kill her or me." "Am I the enforcer?" Oliver asked, which was exactly what Clara asked when he told her to get out of Ethan's one-bedroom apartment. "My apartment is only $425 a month. Don't tell me you can't afford that," Oliver asked. "I got fired." "Hard to rent an apartment with no money," Clara shrilled. "We sold the house, we each got a check for $42,000. What happened to that money?" She didn't answer, just begged him to reconsider. "Remember when I asked if you wanted to go to the Catskills?" Oliver asked. "Last vacation I suggested the Catskills and you said, why bother?" "Well, why bother reconciling? Why bother?" Abigail told her mother she had no room in her apartment. "Mother, you hate dogs, and Samson and Delilah were here first," Abigail said as her 2 Irish wolfhounds whined for attention. "All right, Oliver, where are you going?" Monica demanded as he strolled past her cubicle, suit in hand. "I don't ask you where you're going every time you leave," he laughed. "Yeah, but I don't smile every time I leave," she smiled. If he told Monica before the first cup of coffee, everyone at St. John's Public Utilities would know. They knew about his divorce and why. Women called Clara a witch and told Oliver not all women were like that. Men either patted him on the back or avoided him. "All right, Monica, but you can't tell anyone," Oliver said. "Oh, you know I want," Monica promised. "Well, every Thursday after my divorce. How am I supposed to live off half?" Oliver said. "I know that," Monica agreed. "Anyway, I make extra bucks as a male model at UL art classes," Oliver whispered. "You what?" Monica's eyes widened. "Yeah, the University of Louisiana at Garden. They pay $100 to take my clothes off and stand there." First time, I was embarrassed. One girl almost ran out of red paint trying to capture my blush. But hey, Oliver made it to his car before bursting out laughing. He was still chuckling when he entered KY's. "Okay, Oliver Hammer, what's so funny?" Anna demanded, grabbing his hand. He blushed but told her what he told Monica. They laughed together. "I would pay to paint you," she admitted. "Okay, Oliver Hammer, you ready?" Anna teased. "Yeah, that's what all the ladies call me," Oliver said. Anna's blush was immediate. "I didn't mean it like that," she screeched, slapping his arm. "Problem?" KY smiled. "Yeah, she hit me," Oliver complained. "You should have heard what he said," Anna complained. "They'll think of another nickname," Anna promised. "Whatever, Bubbles," Oliver smiled and twirled her. "That's it," KY encouraged. Other couples encouraged them, and both Oliver and Anna smiled widely. "You want?" Oliver stammered when KY ended the class. Anna smiled up at him, making him more nervous. "You want to grab a coffee or something?" he asked. "Can't, in breastfeeding," Anna said. "Damn, I didn't think about that," Oliver agreed. "But how about a big old malt at Clark's?" Anna smiled, taking his hand. "Yeah, that sounds terrific," Oliver agreed, smiling through his blush. "Well, take your car," Anna decided. Seeing Oliver's smart car, she pushed him toward her minivan. "I'm not getting in that," she declared. Try fitting a basketball into a golf ball. They're bigger than they look, Oliver protested, but got into her minivan. She texted her parents, letting them know she was stopping at Clark's. Yes, it's a date, she texted when her mother asked. On the 2-mile drive from KY's School of Dance to Clark's drive-in, Anna's phone buzzed 8 times. You want to get that? Oliver asked. No, it's my family trying to drive me nuts, she said, glancing at the display. Anna got a large chocolate malt, and Oliver decided on a vanilla cone dipped. So, Oliver Rabbit, why do you want to dance? Anna asked as the waitress skated away. Oliver Rabbit. Huh? Oliver smiled. Yeah, that's what my lady friends call me. Anna laughed as her phone buzzed again. Quit looking at those girls in those shorts, she demanded. I was just thinking how hot you'd look in them. Oliver blurted out before his brain could tell him to shut up. Before she could answer, a police cruiser pulled up. Damn it, really? Anna yelled as her big brother got out. Got a problem with your phone? Officer Richard Vaughn asked his baby sister. No, I'm ignoring it just like you, she snapped. Ahoo, Richard smirked. Hi, Oliver started to say. Jonathan Archibald Bear Sr., Richard said. You ran the tags on his car? Anna screamed. Can't just give me a malt? Richard playfully pinched his sister's nose. After what Evan did to you? Not without checking him out, Richard said. Don't worry about your phone, he said as he prepared to leave. I let everyone know Oliver checks out okay. I hate you, she yelled. Ahoo. Love you too, Richard said, opening his door. Bring him over on Sunday, Oliver chuckled. Anna laughed. Sorry about that. What an uncomfortable first date. Actually, I think it's a great first date, Oliver said. And that's what I'll call you. She shrilled after slurping her malt. Archie, huh? No, don't, he protested. But I will, she teased. Her phone buzzed, but she ignored it as they ate. When she pulled next to his car in KY's parking lot, they continued talking. Oliver grew more nervous. You trying to kiss me? She asked. Yeah, he admitted. She pulled him by his shirt front and kissed him. Give me your number. You're coming over for Sunday. Dinner, she said. 31 messages? She asked, looking at her display. Really? After another kiss, Oliver got out of her car, opened his car door, smiled, waved, and drove away, leaving her to answer 31 texts. Oliver walked into the building. Whitney, the sweet but empty-headed girl at the front desk, blushed as she greeted him. On the 3rd floor, some women blushed, others avoided eye contact, and a few men chuckled. Garrett smiled and gave him a thumbs up. Then Oliver remembered what he told Monica and couldn't help but grin. Tell no one? He asked Monica in the break room. I didn't. She denied, her face a mask of guilt. That Sunday, Oliver wore his Saints pullover with khakis. See, a man who knows how to tuck that shirt in, Anna's father Henry Vaughn said to her older brother. We go swimming at your house again? Amelia asked. Sorry, sweetheart, but I don't live there anymore, Oliver said. Then he remembered his apartment complex had a pool. But my apartment has a pool. Can we go swimming at your apartment? Lucy asked. Fine by me, Oliver agreed. Do you really want to see this body in a bathing suit? Anna whispered. Good God, yes, Oliver said emphatically. You so bad, she laughed. Oliver checked out okay, especially when he told Henry and Richard he generally watched Saints games at Red's Sports Bar. Man, they used to have the hottest wings. Couldn't feel your tongue after. Still got those wings? Henry asked. Yes, both Oliver and Richard said. If anyone found it odd that Anna's beau was 20 years older, no one said anything. Oliver and Henry reached for the last biscuit to sop up the last bit of rice, gravy, and steak. Marie Vaughn wrapped Henry's knuckles with her spoon. Give him that biscuit, she ordered. But I need that biscuit, Henry whined, patting his ample belly. Look, I'm wasting away. Wouldn't want that to happen, Oliver said. Get that last one. No, you look hungrier, Henry smiled. See you Thursday, Oliver said after saying goodbye to Anna's family. I got to wait that long? Anna asked. No, we can go to side by side and then foxtrots. We've been practicing enough, Oliver said. Side by side? Marie asked. Why don't you take me there? Because I'm cheap, Henry said. We're taking my van. Not getting in that tiny thing you call a car, Anna said, wrinkling her nose. That's a Mercedes-Benz, Oliver said. That ain't no Mercedes-Benz, Anna hooted. Made by Mercedes-Benz, Oliver said. They hugged and kissed. Then Oliver promised to be there at 6:30 the next evening. Oliver was amazed at how easily he slipped back into his youth's dialect. His mother's parents spoke little English, mostly Cajun French. His father's parents spoke heavily accented English, slipping into Cajun French when frustrated. Dinner conversations were a mix of English and Cajun French. When Henry Oliver Grant and Emma Charlotte Reed Bear wanted to keep something from their kids, they spoke Cajun French, not realizing their 3 boys understood it. In high school and college, Oliver lost the accent. As an administrator at St. John's Public Utilities, he enunciated his words clearly without a Cajun accent. But an afternoon around the Vaughn table brought him back to his heritage. He logged on to the internet, found the number for Side by Side Steakhouse, and left a message requesting a table for 2 at 6:45 the next evening. Even a call from his ex-wife didn't spoil his mood. "Hi, Oliver, it's me," she simpered. "That's nice," he said, fighting the Cajun accent. Clara mocked the accent when out of earshot of his parents. She also mocked their cooking, calling it unhealthy. "Grease is not a food," she sneered. Oliver fought against giving her any ammunition. "How have you been?" she asked. "I've been good," Oliver said. "I got a little place," Clara said. "That's good to hear," Oliver agreed. "So, I was wondering if you might want to come over. I'll fix stuffed peppers that used to be your favorite," Clara said. "I don't think so," Oliver said. Clara's false cheer vanished. She became whiny and self-pitying. She threw in that none of their children would talk to her. "Even Rachel hung up on me," she sobbed. "I'm busy tomorrow," Oliver relented. "How about Thursday?" Clara suggested, her tears drying quickly. "No, I got plans," Oliver said. "Doing what?" Clara demanded. Oliver thought of telling her what he told Monica. "I'm taking a course, brushing up on a few things," he said. It wasn't a complete lie. He had taken courses at the University of Louisiana at Garden and was brushing up on his skills. He just didn't want to tell her he was brushing up on dancing. "How about Tuesday?" she suggested. "Okay," he said. At 10:30 Monday morning, Lacey called his cell to confirm his reservation for 2 at Side by Side for 6:45 that evening. "We look forward to seeing you, Mr. Bear," she said pleasantly. "Not as much as I do," Oliver joked, and Lacey giggled. Anna giggled when Oliver called to remind her of their date. "Like I would forget," she asked. "Love you," she said. Anna disconnected. Clara hadn't said love you until they knew each other for nearly a year, and it was a response to his declaration. Clara never used terms of endearment, only calling him honey or baby when she wanted something. At 6:30, Oliver greeted Anna's entire family. Jacob and Emily held their son, Thomas. Ethan and his wife, Grace, were 8 months pregnant. Abigail and her partner, Alyssa, and Rachel joined them. "Tell me again why we're going to McDonald's," Sophia asked. "'Cause they got hamburgers, fries, malts, and a slide," Sophia explained again. "And a prize in the box," Lucy agreed. As Oliver and Anna twirled around the dance floor with fluidity, Oliver smiled at Anna. "Hard to believe 12 weeks ago you didn't know your left from your right," KY complimented. The music faded, and Oliver twirled Anna out, then got on one knee. Anna looked confused. The other couple stopped, watching Oliver and Anna in the center of the room. "Anna Vaughn, I love you with all my heart," Oliver said loudly. "Will you marry me?" He held out a gold ring with a 1-carat diamond flanked by 4 smaller diamonds. Anna goggled at the ring, then tackled Oliver, bringing him down. She lay on top of him, kissing him frantically. "Yes," she cried and laughed. The other couples applauded, laughing as Oliver struggled to stand. "I take it that's a yes?" KY laughed. "You're all coming to my wedding," Anna ordered. "Really, Dad?" Jacob teased when Oliver called. "My stepmom's younger than me?" Rachel pretended to be upset that she was no longer the baby of the family. Sophia assured Rachel that she'd love being a big sister. "It's great. I get to stay up 15 minutes more because I'm the big sister," she explained. "I get to stay up another 15 minutes, Rachel asked, amused. "Yes," Sophia assured her. Dad, why do they call you Mr. Bear? Ethan asked as they walked around Oliver's new home. First time I saw Anna, I called her Bubbles, Oliver said. Why? Alyssa asked. Her doll face crinkled in a smile. She was bouncy and bubbly, and it just came out, Oliver admitted. Then I found out his middle name's Archibald, and he's a huge Saints fan, Anna said, taking his hand. Archie Manning is the greatest quarterback the Saints ever had, Jacob, Ethan, and Abigail echoed. Sophia and Lucy showed their new siblings where their swimming pool would be dug. Rachel sidled up to her father. Sorry, Dad. I let it slip about you and Anna getting married, Rachel admitted. Honey, I'm not keeping it secret, Oliver said. He smiled as Sophia promised Emily to teach Thomas how to swim. She got mad, Rachel said. Her own fault, Oliver said. He smiled as Sophia promised Emily she would teach Thomas how to swim. Later that evening, Oliver was driving back to his apartment, feeling a mix of excitement and relief. He reflected on the past few months and how much his life had changed. Moving out of the big house, dealing with Clara's betrayal, and finding unexpected happiness with N8 all seemed surreal. But here he was, moving forward and feeling genuinely optimistic about the future. Back at his apartment, Oliver opened a bottle of his favorite beer and sat on the small balcony, enjoying the evening breeze. His phone buzzed, and he saw a text from Anna. Can't wait for the weekend. Love you. He smiled and replied, Me too, Bubbles. Love you more. The next morning, Oliver felt lighter than he had in years. He decided to wear a bright yellow tie with his Thursday suit, just to shake things up a bit. When he walked into the office, Monica did a double take. Who are you and what have you done with Oliver? She teased. Oliver laughed. Just trying to keep you on your toes, Monica. His phone buzzed again, this time with a call from his son, Ethan. Hey, Dad. Just wanted to let you know Grace and I found a bigger place. Moving next month. We'll have plenty of room for the baby. That's great news, Ethan. Proud of you, son. Thanks, Dad. And good luck with Anna. She seems great. She is, Ethan. She really is. That Friday, as Oliver wrapped up his work for the week, he couldn't help but think about the dinner date he had planned with Anna. He picked her up in his newly acquired car, Clara's former Mercedes, and they headed to Side-by-Side Steakhouse. The dinner was perfect, filled with laughter, good food, and the kind of easy conversation that made Oliver feel completely at ease. After dinner, they decided to take a walk along the lake. The moonlight reflected off the water, and Anna slipped her hand into Oliver's. I can't believe how lucky I am to have found you, she said softly. Oliver stopped and turned to face her. I'm the lucky one, Anna. I never thought I would find happiness again after everything with Clara. But you've shown me what real love is. They kissed under the moonlight, the world around them fading into the background. Oliver knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he had found his true partner in Anna. As they drove back to Anna's house, Oliver felt a sense of contentment he hadn't experienced in years. Life had a funny way of turning things around when you least expected it, and Oliver was ready to embrace every moment of this new chapter with open arms. Over the next few weeks, Oliver and Anna fell into a comfortable routine. They continued their dance lessons, went out for dinners, and spent weekends exploring new places. Oliver even started teaching Anna how to cook some of his favorite dishes, much to her delight. Their wedding was a small, intimate affair with close family and friends. Oliver's children attended, along with Anna's family. Even Clara made a brief appearance, looking more defeated than ever. But Oliver didn't let her presence ruin his day. This was his moment, and he was determined to enjoy every second of it. After the wedding, Oliver and Anna moved into a charming house by the lake, complete with a garden and a cozy porch. It wasn't as large as the house he had shared with Clara, but it was perfect for them. They spent their days working, dancing, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Oliver had finally found the peace and happiness he had always longed for. And with Anna by his side, he knew he could face anything the future held. As the seasons changed, so did Oliver and Anna's life together. Their little house by the lake became a hub of family gatherings and cozy evenings. Anna's parents visited often, and Oliver's children made it a point to drop by with their growing families. One sunny Saturday, Oliver and Anna decided to host a barbecue. The smell of grilled meats and laughter filled the air as their combined families mingled and enjoyed each other's company. Oliver found himself standing by the grill, flipping burgers, and watching as Anna played with Sophia and Lucy near the water. "Hey, Dad," Jacob called out, walking over with Thomas in his arms. "Need any help?" "Sure, grab those hot dogs, will you?" Oliver replied, smiling at his son. As the evening settled in, everyone gathered around the picnic tables, enjoying the feast. Abigail and Alyssa shared stories of their recent trip, while Ethan and Grace talked about their plans for the nursery. Rachel, who had recently moved back to town for a new job, sat next to Anna, chatting about their latest dance moves. After dinner, Anna stood up, clinking her glass to get everyone's attention. "I just want to say how thankful I am to have all of you here today. This has been the best year of my life, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you." Oliver took her hand and stood beside her. "And I couldn't agree more. I've learned that family isn't just about blood, it's about the people who stand by you, support you, and love you unconditionally. Thank you all for being here and making our lives so much richer." The night ended with sparklers and a lot of laughter. As everyone left, Oliver and Anna walked down to the lake, hand in hand. The reflection of the moon on the water was mesmerizing, and they stood there for a moment, soaking in the peace and tranquility. "You know, I never imagined I could be this happy," Anna said softly. Oliver kissed her forehead. "Neither did I. But here we are, proving that life can give you second chances." They stood there in silence, simply enjoying the moment, knowing that whatever came next, they would face it together. In the following months, Oliver and Anna continued to build their life together. They planted a garden, filling it with vibrant flowers and vegetables. Oliver taught Anna how to fish, and they spent lazy Sunday afternoons on the lake, sometimes catching more than they could eat, sometimes just enjoying each other's company. Their dance lessons paid off too. They became the star couple at foxtrots, with everyone admiring their grace and chemistry. Even KY, their dance instructor, couldn't help but gush about their progress. One evening, after a particularly spirited dance, KY pulled them aside. "You two are amazing. Have you thought about competing?" Oliver and Anna exchanged a look. "Competing?" Oliver asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes, there's a local dance competition next month. I think you two could win it," KY said excitedly. Anna's eyes lit up. "What do you think, Oliver?" Oliver smiled, feeling a rush of excitement. "Let's do it." They threw themselves into practice, perfecting their moves and routines. The competition was fierce, but Oliver and Anna were determined. On the night of the event, they danced with all their heart, their love and connection shining through every step. When they were announced as the winners, the crowd erupted in applause, and they couldn't have been happier. As they celebrated their victory, Oliver realized just how far they had come. From the heartbreak of his past to the joy and fulfillment of his present, life had truly given him a second chance. And with Anna by his side, he knew that the best was yet to come. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Oliver and Anna's journey? Will they win their next dance competition? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great stories.